This is the movie manual project. It's a prototype for an electronic book, and this is a repair manual for an automatic transmission for a car. We start at the table of contents, and I can touch parts of the transmission and get a quick description of what's in that chapter for that subassembly. I can browse around by touching other parts of the transmission and continue to get descriptions for each of these chapters. When I find a chapter that I want to see, I just touch the text, and the system will format pages for me to read. The words or phrases that are lit up in red are available as glossary words, so I can get a different definition by just touching the word, and the definition appears superimposed over the illustration. When the word that's defined has other words available for definition, I can touch them and continue to get definitions in the illustration window. Or I can touch the page corner and get back to the illustration. And I can expand the quarter frame illustration to full frame just by touching the bar in the upper left. This temporarily takes away the text and produces the same illustration as in the quarter frame, but full frame, which makes it much more readable. I can then go back to the page, and then I can leave that page. Here's another example of a page with glossary words highlighted in red. I can get a definition of these words just by touching them, and the definition will appear in the illustration corner. I can get back to the illustration, but in this case it's not a single frame, but it's actually a movie of someone coming into the frame and doing the repair that's described in the text. The two-headed slider is a speed control that allows me to watch the movie at various speeds in forward or reverse. I can stop at any point, search back to the beginning of the movie, and play at full speed. In addition, if I want to see more detail, I can expand the quarter frame illustration to full frame. The page of text is temporarily taken away, and the movie is displayed as a full-frame movie. I can go back to the beginning and play the movie at full speed. And just as before, I can stop at any point, play the movie in slow motion, forward or reverse. Or I can go back to the original quarter frame illustration and the page of text. Here's another step-by-step procedure, only in this case the block of text will be highlighted, and there will be a highlight on the slider to indicate your position within the procedure, but the illustration is also a movie.
First thing to do is to loosen up the bolts carefully, not too far out. Front bolts preferably. Don't loosen them too far. If you loosen them too far, you'll have a big mess. Make sure you line the pan up under it. Best bet is do the corners closest to you. The rest of the way is, if you have to loosen it up a little more, loosen the bolts by fingers, because you're going to have them all loose and, fairly loose. Not loose, but loose enough. After draining the fluid, draining what you can in the fluid by loosening the corners of the pan up, drop the pan gently, easily. Keep one hand on it, use the other hand with a wrench, and take the bolts out, one by one.
That's an example of how to do the repair the correct way. Now we have another page describing how not to do the repair. When draining the transmission oil, it's important not to loosen the pan bolts too fast or too far. If the bolts are unscrewed too far, some may come out and fall into the drip container. If the bolts are too loose, the pan may tilt open suddenly, spilling oil beyond the drip container. Or the pan might also fall off completely, making a disgusting mess.